The problem in Dubai is there's so much opportunity that anyone can enter in the business, but the skills are not here.
My plan is to go to 100 in the next year.
How do you manage it?
Subleasing takes a lot of money. So when I get into the summer, I'm probably going to be getting like bulk deals. Hillal Mendini, what's up?
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. So we're on a similar journey here in Dubai. We're both managing Airbnb apartments, but we're doing it a little bit differently. I'm subleasing apartments, but you're managing apartments that other people own and taking a part of the revenue.
That's it.
How many apartments do you have?
For now, we have around a little bit more than 70.
70 apartments
yes.
that you manage here in Dubai.
Exact.
Okay. And so how did you get into this? Like, where did all this start? Why did you end up managing apartments here in Dubai? And how did you even get into Airbnb in general?
Well, everything started by my first investment, actually. I used to be a hotel manager in France.
Okay.
I invested in Dubai for 3 years ago, 4 years ago, actually. And I was very disappointed by the management company I used to work with, maybe because of my background in hotel industry. And when I came to Dubai, I just say, okay, let's manage myself. Then people start asking me to manage for them. Then I opened this company, and now here we are entering in the third year of management. Yeah,
that's crazy, man. I love it. So you lived in France, you worked in the
hospitality.
Yeah, and you bought an apartment here in Dubai.
Exact.
You started to manage. So you had a company manage it for you, and they didn't do it. I see that a lot. Management companies here in Dubai, many of them are not that great. You can see that they're making a lot of mistakes and not maximizing the revenue for sure.
Exactly. I think that the problem in Dubai is there's so much opportunity that anyone can enter in the business, but the skills are not here. Yeah. Many of them of those companies just have a lot of a lack of skills. I mean, a real management company should really focus on optimizing the revenue and everything. And also, I think that the business is so big that some of the company, especially the one I was working with, has 600 apartments in management. And I don't think that we can make a very, very good job and focusing that much on each apartment. Each apartment has to have his own strategy, revenue strategy, or depending on the apartment, on the amenities of the building, on the location. So
yeah, so it's hard to manage 600 apartments and maximize the revenue for all of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What about you? Tell me more about this subleasing. How do you manage it?
Yeah, so I came here from Iceland. I was doing this at home in Iceland, and I came here 6 months ago and just wanted to do the same thing here. So what I do is I just go on Property Finder where you can rent apartments for long term. I sign a 1 year lease or 2 or 3 year lease. Okay. And then I put the apartments on Airbnb and book.com and try to make more than what I pay in long-term rent.
All right.
And I have 8 apartments so far, and my plan is to go to 100 in the next year.
Cool.
So yeah, it's a little different strategy, but we're still we're doing similar things.
Yes,
so.
Definitely. Do you focus on a certain type of apartment?
Right now, so you can sublease a lot of different areas, a lot of different apartments, but for what I have seen work. What I see and I know that works is 2-bedroom apartments in downtown with a view of the Burj Khalifa. That's what I know works, but I'm sure there's a lot of other things that works as well. But that's what I've been focusing on.
Okay, great. Yeah, I saw some of your properties. I see that, they has an amazing view.
Yeah.
So
that's what I've been focusing on.
Yeah. Do you work with AirDNA to cast your?
Yeah. So I work a lot with Airbnb before I came to Dubai. When I was in Iceland and I was trying to see if it made sense to sublease here in Dubai, I was in Airbnb like 24/7. AirDNA, like you know, but just so everyone knows, it's a software that allows you to see how much an apartment has made in the last year or two, or whenever it started. Do you use the software a lot?
Not a lot, actually, just a little bit. I found out that some of the data were not accurate.
I agree.
Especially for the occupancy, because maybe they are accurate actually, but the thing is, many of the apartments in Dubai are in Airbnb, but are not well optimized or well rented. Some of them just many of them are renting rooms or of apartment by themselves. I think that they are making the data not accurate because they do not optimize the revenue, they do not optimize the price.
Yeah.
So I try not to focus too much on this. Anyway, my business is different because I just manage properties for people that want to do Airbnb. So,
so it's not, for me, it's like very important that I know how much this is going to make, because if it doesn't make enough, I'm gonna lose money.
Yeah.
But you cannot lose money. Really.
Yeah, exactly. That's one of the first question I asked you actually in the beginning when I saw you were doing subleasing in Dubai.
Yeah.
Is how you manage this, how you gonna manage this low season, because I think it's the main point of doing subleasing is managing the low season. Is that something you have a strategy in mind, or do you know approximately what you're gonna do in terms of revenue during the low season?
Yeah, so obviously you've been in Dubai longer than me, so I'd love to ask you about what the summers have been looking like for you. But for me, the revenue, when I've been calculating the revenue of the apartment, I have definitely taken into account that the summers I'm going to make very little money, because Dubai is so seasonal.
Exactly.
And there's such few people here in Dubai in the summer. But still, there are millions of people in Dubai in the summer, and they have to stay somewhere.
Definitely.
So my theory about all of this is if as long as you present your apartment very well and you have lower the price a lot, you're going to get booked.
Definitely.
But you're just going to make a lot less money, but you're going to make enough to pay the bills.
Yeah, that's what I do actually. My strategy this year worked pretty well, was to open the date the sooner as possible, like maybe even 8 months before, and lower the price being the most affordable properties on the market.
Yeah.
I mean, trying. Most of the people don't open the date too much soon or too far, like approximately 3 months forward.
Yeah. That's a mistake.
So that's a big mistake. And also, I lower the length of stay. Like I accept to be booked under 7 days, 3 days even. I'm glad to hear this from you, because what I disagree with a lot of owners or operators is a lot of operators want to just focus on having prices very high far out in the future and just discount them last minute, and mostly just get this booked last minute. Yeah.
But for me, like, I feel like everybody's doing that. So everybody's like racing to discount their price last minute, and then you're competing with so many people that have like massively discounted prices.
Definitely.
But if I start, making sure I have a competitive price 1 month, 2 months into the future, I have such a long time to find that person that's willing to pay this price, rather than just having 2 or 3, 4, 5 days and competing with hundreds of other apartments that are all discounting their prices, racing to get a last minute booking.
Exactly.
Do you kind of agree with that?
Yeah, definitely agree. Also, when you know that the algorithm favorize better prices, and when you have better prices, then you're going to have more visit on your listing, which will make it more visible on the first page. Then it's a good thing for the algorithm to set this kind of strategy.
Yeah.
And I agree with this. I try not to do it too much during the high season, because it doesn't really need to. Yeah. But for the low season, this is definitely something you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did a mistake the first year not doing this. We missed a lot on this. The second year, we corrected, and we went maybe, if I'm not mistaken, something around 74 occupation rate, which is very high for
during the summer.
Yeah.
Wow. That's good.
But I have a lot of those apartments around JVC.
Yeah.
Maybe 40% of the apartment we manage are in JVC, which.
So JVC, that's like that's not the tourist area. That's like a little cheaper area where there's a lot of residential people.
That's it.
Why do you have so many people there? Or apartments there?
Actually, JVC went crazy this past year with the new project and with the very low prices to enter in the investment market for investors. Starting from sometimes 4,000 dirham, which was a nice opportunity for many people to invest, because this is a very strategic location. It's maximum 25 minutes from downtown, 15 minutes from the Palm, 15 minutes from GBR. Okay, let's say that there is no traffic, of course.
Yeah.
But it's very convenient when you have a car to go anywhere in Dubai within 15 to 25 minutes maximum. So we have a lot of couples coming in vacation, workers starting to Dubai for the first times, waiting for the Emirates ID. This kind of people looking for a good location, not too high in the price. So it's working pretty well. The revenue, the ROI is also very good, because the prices is increasing this past year on the rental market. For example, now doing subleasing, I try to check if it's possible to sublease on this area, but it's not, because the rental price went that much high that it's not even a good thing to do there.
Yeah.
So, but short-term rental is doing great.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
And so you have 70 apartments. Are these? You said 40 of them are in JVC. Is it just scattered all over Dubai? Do you have apartments in downtown, Marina, Palm?
Yes, we have downtown, Marina. We have also one in not really the Palm, but it's beachfront.
Okay.
MR beachfront. We have Creek Harbor, Arjan, JVC.
Are you the only owner of the company, or do you own it with a partner?
No, I'm the only owner. Yes.
Nice. So that's why it's interesting to talk to you, because there's a lot of people that manage Airbnb apartments, like a lot of companies that manage hundreds of apartments. But it's like big operations, many owners, multiple people that come at it. But you are like, you have 70 apartments and you're the only guy that's managing it. So you must know a lot about Airbnb for sure.
Yeah.
And I can feel it when I talk to you. You're like, yeah, it's great. But okay, tell me, what's the average revenue of an apartment you're running? So for my apartments, my average revenue is going to be about 300,000 dirhams a year. So that's about $81,000 a year, but obviously all my apartments are downtown, view of the Burj Khalifa. Yeah. What is your average, do you think?
Okay, let's say for the one I have in mind is the most common apartment we have is a studio in JVC, is between 62 and 70,000 dirham a year net revenue for the owner.
For the owner,
yeah.
But what is the total revenue?
Total is you can add 32% up to this.
Okay.
Because we have 17% of commission, you have 15% of revenue of commission, Airbnb commission. So it's between 30 to 32. So yeah, something around 100, 110 maybe.
Okay. So when you manage an apartment for an owner, you take 17% of the total revenue.
Yeah, exact. Or 17% or 15%, because we also have we also furnish apartment.
Okay.
And when an owner asks us to furnish the apartment and buy a package from us, we offer him commission 15% instead of 17%. Also, when the owner has many apartments, we
do a discount.
Give a discount.
So this 17% is that before the Airbnb fee, or is it after? Okay.
After, yeah.
So just what comes out of Airbnb, you take 17% of that.
Exact.
And all right, I'm doing some calculations here. So if your average revenue is about 100,000 dirhams per year, let's just be safe, You take 17. You have 70 apartments. Yeah, I'm getting confused here. All right, so let's do it again.
Let's see if
100,000. All right. 17% times 70. So you're making about 1.1 million dirhams a year.
You mean my revenue?
Yeah, your company.
Uh,
I want to see how much money you're making.
yeah, I think it's a bit less.
You think it's a bit less?
Yeah, I think it's a bit less. Let me show. I can calculate for you, but it's it's difficult to say now because we are entering new apartment anytime.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a good calculation. It's not 70 from 1st January to 31 December.
Okay.
Because maybe if you count on July, we were probably around 45 or 50. And it's keep growing. We don't have a full revenue for a property for the whole year because we are adding new properties all the year long. So it's a bit less than what you say. As I told you, last year we ended the year with only 15 apartments, and we went up to 17 on the next year. Mm-hmm. So the growing is fast. Mm-hmm. But probably we'll make more than 2 million on the next year.
Nice. So that's about $30,000 a month.
That's it.
Yeah.
About.
That's good. Tell me, so 70 apartments. What is the goal? Do you see yourself going to like 200 or something like that?
Yes, definitely. I want to grow, but I don't want to grow fast or too much fast because I really want to take in consideration that the apartment, each apartment, even if it's a studio in a small location we need to focus to give the same focus for a 2-bedroom in downtown or a villa or whatever it is. We have flexible service agreement that allows the owner to stop the contract anytime. Because we want to build a confidence relationship with them and want to make sure that they are happy with the service and that they're going to stay because they are happy to work with us and not because of a service agreement or contract. So that's the way we work, the way I want to work with the owner, the relationship I want to build with them. So we want to grow, of course, we are growing, but for example, we don't do marketing for now. I mean, I do a little bit of personal branding, this kind of thing on the social media, but that's it. We work a lot with the real estate agent. We have some agencies that we've been working for some times now, and we only work with them for now. I took a new office for last week for the next year, so we are setting up the growth again, and hopefully we'll reach maybe 200 by the year, maybe
by the end of next year.
Yeah, by the end of the next year. Yeah.
So you don't want to grow too fast because you don't want to lose the quality.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's
the big thing. It takes a lot of skill to maintain the quality as you grow in numbers.
Exactly. Especially because we don't manage the cleaning ourselves.
Yeah.
And their company is growing as fast as how we are growing. So the more work we give to them, and I had to change like maybe 3 times before I find a good company, a good cleaning company. And of course, I noticed that the more work we give to them, and sometimes they were not prepared to this because cleaning company is a different business that require a lot of human resources. And it's not easy when you go from 15 to 70, for example, to manage this. Yeah. So we had a lot of conversation with this company that we start working with them at the very first day, like we were one of the first client, and which is good because the quality was here, and I was able to give them instruction that they had to follow, because they want us to work with them. Other companies, was a bit different because we were not a big client for them, so we cannot
Tell them how to run.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
I'm using this company called Elite Cleaning Service or something like that.
are you happy with them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You use
No,
them?
that's this company I'm using.
You're using it?
Yeah, definitely.
That's great. Yeah. Because I just heard, so when I came to Dubai, I started working actually with a holiday home company because I wanted to get a job somewhere first so I can understand how everything worked in Dubai. And they were using this cleaning service. And that was one of the things that I thought was working very smoothly. So I was like, yeah, I'll use them too.
It is. Yeah, definitely.
It's funny that both of us ended up using their service.
Yeah, but I think they are doing a very, very good job.
Yeah, they're great. Every time they just like, that's a big thing. Like where I'm from in Iceland and Dubai, the difference between the two is crazy in terms of the quality of services, of everything. Like in Iceland, I used a cleaning company that was they just went in, dusted up a little bit and they just left. And no matter how much I told them, you have to clean better, nothing changed. Yeah. And there was no options that were better. But here in Dubai, like these guys, they like rip the sofa apart and clean between every cushion, go into every drawer and send me a photo of every drawer.
Yeah.
It's wild, the service here.
What I found the most impressive is when they send me a picture of the washing machine joint that has been cleaned. I mean, it was not something I asked them.
Yeah.
I honestly give them a lot of things to be focused on. And as a hotel manager, I told you we used to have some points. And this is where I found that they were focused on even small things like this that I don't even thought about this. Mm-hmm. Say, okay, they are good. Let's work with them. Of course, it's not always because when you have 70 apartment, also they have maybe many other clients now. It's hard to manage the timing schedule.
Imagine the scale of what they're doing, because if they're cleaning 70 of your apartments and they're probably cleaning hundreds of apartments every day.
From actually checkout is 12 and check-in is 3 p.m. So a very short length of time.
3 hours they're cleaning hundreds of apartments a day. Yeah. How do you think they do that?
That's exactly why I am not doing it myself.
Yeah, same.
I could make money, definitely, but it doesn't worth it.
No, I agree. It's better just to not have to worry about it at all. Let somebody that has already mastered how to do this at scale, let him take care of it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So you plan to have more than 100 this you say?
My goal is to get up to 100.
Okay,
but
how
then we'll
long?
see. Well, so what I'm thinking is, like, when I think about it, so now I've just been adding one unit. I'm up to 8, and I think I will be, over the next month, I might be getting like 5 to 10 every month. But what I think is going to happen is once I go into the summer, and I'll go into the summer maybe with 40 apartments, something like that, it's going to be easier to make deals and get better deals, because in the summer, there's nobody moving to Dubai, but there's still a bunch of apartments available. So you can negotiate much harder with landlords and get much better deals. So when I get into the summer, I'm probably going to be getting like bulk deals, like getting owners that have 4 apartments, 5 apartments, maybe 10 apartments. I'll try to get like group deals, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And really, so I'm thinking it's going to happen gradually and then suddenly, you know what I mean? So at the end of the summer, maybe August, September, I think I might be at 100.
Cool. And do you make 1 year contract with the owners?
Yes, I've always made it 1 year contract. I tried to make longer contracts. One place I have a 3 year contract because I just want to have the apartment for as long as possible.
Yeah.
But most owners, they want to start with 1 year just to see how things are going.
Sure. Yeah, definitely. This is maybe something also that is very important here in Dubai, that it's good because there's an index. They cannot go above, too much above the index for the rental, for the year rental. So which means you know approximately the rent that could be set for the next year. But is this something you think about or you worry about, that owners can tell you, yeah, we're gonna stop working with the investment of the furnishing and this kind of things?
Yeah, so there's definitely a possibility that after a year they're going to want to do something else with the apartment and I'm going to have to move out. But what I'll do then is I'll just move the furniture to the next apartment.
Yeah, okay.
But it's much more likely that they're going to extend. I'm going to guess that probably 70 to 80% of owners are going to want to extend just because I manage the apartment very well. It's only in case that they want to sell the apartment or do something different that they would want me to move out. Yeah. And a lot of people, like you said, ask like, what are you going to do if they're just going to raise the rent like crazy? And like you said, there are rules that protect the tenant, that the owner can't raise the rent more than a certain percent of how the market is growing. So let's say the market just booms, you know what I mean? The Airbnb market goes up a lot, the long-term rental goes up 30%. The tenant will only be allowed to raise my rent maybe 10 or 15%, something like that, even if the market has raised 30%. So with the years, my deals that I've made right now are more likely to get better with time rather than worse. You know what I mean? So it's more like, of course, everything can happen, but.
So is it hard to convince the owners to sublease?
Yeah, so it's very hard to convince an owner to let me sublease their apartment. But the thing is, I don't try to convince anyone. I just look for owners that are okay with it. Okay. So I just ask 10 agents, is the owner okay with me subleasing the apartment? And most agents just say no, but like 2 out of every 10 are going to say yes.
Why do you think they say no? Because this is something I don't understand.
Same.
It's this. I'd love to rent to someone that I know is professional, going to take care of the apartment because he's doing business with it. I know that I'm going to get my apartment in a perfect condition.
Yeah, what I like to tell owners is if somebody's running a holiday home operation in your apartment, that's going to be much better for the apartment because you know what you're going to get. You know it's going to be cleaned every single week. You know we're going to take care of the maintenance like crazy because we can't have like maintenance issues in our apartments. That's just not going to happen. But if you're a long-term tenant, you might get a tenant that never cleans his apartment. Exactly. So your apartment is just going to be dirty for 3 years. Exactly. And your apartment might start to have maintenance issues and the tenant is just going to neglect it. So it's possible. So when you get your apartment back, you might have an apartment that's full of issues, you know, because the tenant has just been neglecting it. He doesn't really care. Yeah. But for us, if we're managing the apartment, you're going to get the apartment in like supreme shape because we have to keep it in perfect shape. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to rent it out on Airbnb.
Definitely, yeah.
But what I think is the reason some owners don't want to rent the apartment out to a holiday home company is because I think there's a lot of people, like I'd be skeptical if just somebody said, yeah, I'm going to run a holiday home operation. Is it okay? Because what if he's not profitable? What if he doesn't make as much money as he thought? Then he might not be able to pay the rent anymore. So I think that's the biggest thing owners are scared of.
You pay yearly?
I try to get 4 checks.
4 checks. Okay, that's okay. One of the thought maybe they could have. Okay, well, I was more thinking about because I heard that maybe sometimes they just don't want to know that someone is making more money than they could do.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if because I meet a lot of owners still wondering if long term is more profitable than short term, and sometimes they just are afraid, even though you tell them that short term is better, they are just afraid not renting it. I'm not trying to convince as well the owners. If you want to do Airbnb, then you can contact us and make and we gonna work for this. But I never convinced. As I told you, we don't do marketing. People that are owners that we work with are contacting us. So sometimes I feel like it's the same when you do subleasing and trying to convince the owners to rent for a year so you can sublease, and us convince them that short term is better than long term. And I don't know, sometimes they just feel like, okay, it's gonna mix. For example, when I say that it's 17% commission, they try to find a calculation if they do it themselves, which is impossible, especially because my most of the owners I work with are not in Dubai, so it's not even imaginable to me, especially when you have never done this before.
Yeah.
Because of course it could be possible, but in Dubai, I think anywhere in the world, it's different than Dubai, because let's say security just refuse to leave your guest in, even though you send email to security, you have the DTCM permit, and sometimes just because people need to know that security in Dubai are very, very tough and just following the rules, and are very afraid for their job. So there is no space for them to make mistakes. So it happened to me a lot that some guests doesn't have access, despite we send all the emails, and they're contacting us because security doesn't allow the access and everything. So we manage this. But if you're not in Dubai and doesn't have he doesn't have a 24/7 support, I mean, it's not possible.
Yeah, exactly.
So sometimes there's these people that just want to make more, not agree for you to make money for this extra service you're gonna give,
because they want to make it themselves.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, with skilled, because Airbnb, what a lot of people don't realize is Airbnb is definitely a skill. Like, just like trading and, you know, being whatever is a skill. Because you're definitely going to make 20-30% more than a beginner that's going to Airbnb his apartment.
Especially.
Just because you're going to make so many mistakes regarding like pricing, how you set up your listing with the photos, interiors, and just the beginner is always going to make that mistake. But obviously, if you want to manage your own Airbnb and you think you're going to do it for a long time, obviously just do it and practice and get better. But if you don't see yourself doing this for years, then you're just better off giving it to somebody like you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's so much thing you need to know when you start this business. And I see a lot of people trying to do it themselves. Actually, I have a lot of owners that were doing it themselves and working with us now. And despite the commission, making more money.
Yeah, I can totally believe it.
Yeah. It's not just, it's not a passive income.
Yeah, for sure.
It's, of course, a lot of work that can be automated and many things can be done. So you don't have to run for each check-in or this kind of things. But as you said, skills is necessary. And I mean, it's a big thing. When you put $2,000 or $3,000 in an apartment and think you're gonna make money so easily without optimizing everything, it's a bit a shame to not to do it.
Yeah.
And not to call a professional or just sublease to someone that can do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, especially this kind of apartment. I mean, now you focus on downtown, right?
Yeah.
So, is there any? That means that it's the apartment. It's the location that you find that it's the more profitable right now in Dubai.
Yeah. So I've talked to people that are subleasing in other places and it's doing great. But from my research, what I did, I felt like downtown was the best. And the reason why I think it's the best is you wanna find a place where the long-term rents are low, but the tourist market is high. Because if you go to the Palm or Marina or places like that, those are tourist areas, but people want to live there long-term as well. So the long-term market is going to be high as well. But downtown, I'd say there's less people that want to live there long-term, but there's a lot of tourists that want to go there. Everybody wants to see the Burj Khalifa and go to the mall. And so that's where I think the biggest gap is between the long-term market and the tourist market.
True. Yeah.
So that's my reason for that.
Last year we lost few properties in Marina and one in GBR just because of that, because the long-term market prices went too high that it was not even a thing to make short-term. On this specific area.
In Marina?
In Marina a little bit more than even GBR, for example, because when the Russian came to, they wanted to be on a place where is the sea, so Marina, GBR, and Palma. Marina was a little bit cheaper cheaper than the Palm, for example. So they made the price of the rental go up like crazy, even though the index exists. But some of the owner doesn't know, and most of the tenant doesn't know either.
Yeah.
So
the owners just raise the rent even though they're not allowed to raise it that much.
Exactly.
The tenant has to be very aware and tell the owner, like, hey, you can't raise it that much.
They should. But most of them, they doesn't know.
Yeah.
And if we managed it for 1 year, then they can go for the price they want.
Yeah. All right. So tell me, I want to understand your story a little bit better. Where in France are you from?
I'm from Paris.
You're from Paris.
Yeah, so I was born and raised in France, originally from Algeria. I lived there for my whole life in France, and was in the hospitality business, actually managing hotels.
You were managing hotels.
Yeah.
How did you get into that?
Actually, I started working in the hotel industry when I was a student, like as a side job. Okay. I never quit hotel. What
were you studying?
I was studying transportation business, like import-export.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure about the English word. So that's what I did, but I never worked in this business at all. Only in the hotel industry. So I don't know. It was like a passion to me. I felt in love with this business, with the hotel environment, especially in Paris. We have very, very nice hotels. I didn't start in a nice hotel, but I started in a small hotel in a nice area, Levallois-Perret, which is a small, rich suburb of Paris. And from that day, my goal was not to be an entrepreneur, was only to be a hotel manager, which happened after maybe 10 years. So actually even less. I was one of the youngest hotel manager in Paris because my first position of hotel manager was maybe 28, 27, I don't remember, which was, I was proud of this. Then I found that it was cool. I did what I wanted to do, but what else?
Yeah.
Even the money was not that here, actually, to be honest. Back in the days, it was something to work in the hotel industry, especially when you grow in a nice group. But now I feel like it's not where you're gonna be. I mean, if I compare with my boss, my previous boss was making maybe 3 times or 4 times the money I had when I was a hotel manager.
Okay.
So at that moment...
So you're only 25, right?
When I started?
No, now.
Now I'm 35.
Oh, you're 35. Okay, yeah. I thought you said earlier you were 25. I was like,
no.
What? That's crazy.
35.
But I believe you. You look young.
It's okay. Then you believed it.
Yeah, I believed it. But okay, you're 35. But how did you become a hotel manager in Paris so fast? Did you start at like a normal job and then you just worked your way up?
So during vacation, I was doing night shift when I was student, and when I finished school, I had this opportunity to go on a day shift as a clerk, and that worked well. I liked to work there. I know the money was okay, and especially my manager was amazing. to be honest. It was a very, very nice manager. He just told me, okay, you are doing a great job. If you want to stay with me and work with me, follow me on my career, you're gonna grow with me. Don't worry. So I did, and it was true. He helped me a lot. He teach me everything he knows about the business, about hotels, and I grew pretty fast. I start my first manager job maybe 3 years after. 3 years after.
Okay.
So I was maybe 23 years old, 24.
Okay.
I'm not sure. And yeah, then I was just focusing on this job. I like day and night working. I loved it actually. It was like going in a. Imagine it's like here in Dubai. You work where people goes on vacation.
Yeah.
And you meet a lot of people. You talk to different people coming from all over the world. And
how big was that hotel? How many rooms?
I started with 58 and end with hotel. My last hotel I worked in is 300 rooms.
Wow. And you were managing, you were the CEO of that hotel.
I was
basically
the hotel manager.
So you were hiring the cleaners, you were hiring.
Yeah, exactly.
People.
Actually, we were working for, it was a group.
Okay.
So I wasn't hiring the cleaners because it was.
That's a lot of big job. Yeah,
exactly. So, but for the rest of the team, yes, I was the one.
You hired all the major players.
Exactly.
So, did you earn like a commission of how the hotel was going, or did you just have a fixed salary?
No commission.
No commission, just a fixed salary.
It's a fixed salary. Yes.
Was it a good one?
Above $3,000 monthly.
Yeah, and then you saved up from there, and that's when you bought your first apartment in Dubai.
Exact. Yes.
Okay.
So after 2 years, I as a hotel manager, I decided to stop working in this industry, and I wanted to go overseas work. I wanted to quit France because I have always wanted to do. That's also the reason I worked in the hotel industry, because I meet people, I meet different people, I meet people from everywhere and do some connection. And I had the opportunity to be invited in some countries by some of my guests. And yes, the world was calling me. Yeah. So I decided to stop work in the hotel industry and stop traveling when I get the opportunity. And when I met my wife, I told her, let's try to go somewhere else. We went to different places and we fell in love with Dubai. So we went back 1 or 2 times, and we decided after some times to invest in Dubai, because that was probably the place we wanted to live in. And after the COVID, we just went, during the COVID actually, we just moved to Dubai with this first investment.
So you moved here at the same time as you bought your first apartment?
1 year after.
1 year after.
Yeah, okay. 1 year after.
Why do you think you fell in love with Dubai and wanted to buy your first apartment here?
Yeah, I feel like everything is possible here. First of all, security is amazing.
Yeah.
I live in Paris, and I don't know if you know, but Paris is...
Is it dangerous?
It is, definitely.
What is it like? You're being mugged and...
Yeah, if you look at the news, there's always someone that has been... that has a problem for even 50 euros in the pocket, you see?
Oh, really?
Or in the metro. My wife got followed 2 or 3 times going back from work.
Really?
Of course, when you say that, it's not a war. Huh? It's not a war location or a war. But when you compare to Dubai, it's like going from hell to paradise.
Yeah.
I really feel crazy. Like this. I was in Paris three weeks ago, and yeah, I never care about my phone being on the table when I am in the restaurant, or I never look after my pocket. If someone touch me, try to rob me, here I don't do this. In France, anytime I'm focusing on if nothing is missing.
Really?
Yes, anytime.
Wow.
And yes, security. Also, during three weeks, I didn't see the sun.
In Paris?
In Paris. It was
during
great.
the winter?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's winter, but still only raining.
Yeah.
And that has a terrific impact on my happiness.
Dude, in Iceland, in the winter, the sun only goes up for maybe 4 hours and then goes straight back down.
Oh, how
That's
you do,
like,
guys.
Right now, it's like that, December. It's like barely goes up and then straight back down.
My question is, because in France, in the north of Paris, in the north of France, there is a high, how do you say in English again? I mean, people kill themselves more
Really?
than in anywhere in France because of the weather, of many things. They do some study because they find out that there's a lot of people killing themselves more than anywhere else. Is it the case in Iceland? Because I know that
I don't know the percentage of how many cases like that are, but I know that we are one of the country with the highest consumption of like pills. You know, I don't know what they call them, like to make you happier.
Yeah.
But for me, it was always a little bit different because I was always, grinding. So when it was dark during the winter and snowy and nobody was having fun, I felt good because I was just grinding anyway. You know what I mean? But in the summer, when everybody was having so much fun and I was kind of just still trying to grind, that made me kind of sad. So it was like a little bit opposite for me.
Yeah, but I think also we started to be dependent of the sun now, because if you go back after 1 year to Iceland, I think you're gonna feel it more than before.
Yeah.
Yeah. That has definitely an impact for everyone. Maybe some less, maybe some more. To me, it's.
Are you gonna go back home for Christmas?
No, I don't do Christmas. That's also one of the reasons I am here, because I'm a Muslim, and it's much more easier for a Muslim to live in a Muslim country. Let's say, France has became to start a bit rude with Muslims.
Really?
Yes, definitely, especially now on this particular time of war between Israel and Palestine. I mean, I grew up with people from everywhere, from different religion. That has never been a question to me. But now I feel like the media, the news, are trying to convince people that Muslims are the bad.
Really, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, in France, I don't know about other countries. I never focused on, and actually I don't even look at the news. I just, here in Dubai, just focus on my job, and it's not even a question here. There's 80% of immigration and people coming from everywhere with different religions. That has never been a question. That's also something crazy here in Dubai.
Crazy.
It can be whatever you want.
Yeah.
And what about you? Why you came here? What convinced you that Dubai is the place?
So I always wanted to move to another country at some point. And when I was doing the Airbnb thing in Iceland, it's kind of hard to scale it very fast in Iceland because Iceland's very small. We only have 400,000 people that live there. So I wanted to go to another country, and I always wanted to go to a country where everybody speaks English, because I wanted to be like part of the culture. I wanted to be fluent in the language that everybody spoke. So I thought, okay, maybe America, UK, Dubai. UK kind of just wasn't interested. So it was either America or Dubai. And I was always like watching YouTubers that were here. And so I was very, very aware of this place and what it looked like. And the reason why I ended up here is it's just so much easier. The regulations, both Airbnb regulations are very clear. Like you can rent out on Airbnb as much as you want, and there's no sign of it changing anytime.
Is there in Iceland?
There's regulations in Iceland. Only certain areas are allowed to be on Airbnb 12 months of the year, and you have to apply for a special permit. Other areas you can only rent 3 months of the year.
Okay.
But also it was just a lot easier for me to get a visa here. It's super easy to get a visa. You just have to do some paperwork, pay something, and you get a visa.
Yeah.
So that's why I ended up here, and also just because it's so safe. There's just a lot of factors that were very appealing.
Do you know a lot of people from Iceland in Dubai?
Very few. There's like maybe 50 maximum.
15.
50.
50. Wow.
But probably
Still-
less. Probably less.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And still have some Airbnb running in Iceland?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I have like 25 apartments now.
Okay, great.
Yeah. 7 of them I own myself, and the other are where I managed to make like very good relationships with guys in Iceland that own a lot of apartments. So most of them are like apartments that. So there's one guy owns like 10 apartments, and I'm managing all of his apartments.
Great. Any other country then?
No, just Iceland and Dubai.
Okay. Okay. You told me about USA. You've been there. You never thought about opening Airbnbs?
So when I was younger, I loved American football, and I actually was one of the people that started American football in Iceland. I just loved American football, and I went on exchange when I was 17 to America, to California, to play American football in a high school, and I was there for 1 year. So America has always been like, you know, my dream.
Yeah.
So I lived there for a year, came back, always wanted to go back, but never really did it. But I think definitely at some point I will be going back there, and maybe things are going very good here in Dubai, so I'll probably just scale to 100 apartments and make that really good. But when I go to America, I might not be subleasing. Maybe I'll just buy Airbnb apartments or something like that. We'll see. So right now the goal is to sublease 100 apartments in Dubai, and then we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's another point. So if you want to go up to 100 apartments in Dubai, then are you going to finance this by yourself, or are you looking for some people also to get in the business with you?
So right now I have good money coming in from my apartments in Iceland. So I can invest myself into maybe 2 or 3 apartments every month. Obviously, just for everybody to understand, subleasing takes a lot of money because you have to buy the furniture, you have to pay the agent, you have to pay a security deposit. To set up every apartment, it costs about $25,000, something like that. So yeah, right now I've just been using my own money to do that. But I've got like, at some point I'm gonna need an investor to come in, and it's either gonna be a partner, just where we have owned the company 50-50. He comes in with all the money and I manage everything. But in that case, it has to be like one investor. I don't want to have like a lot of investors and having to cater to all of their needs and so on. So it's either going to be that, or I'm going to like set myself up to 10 apartments, and then I'll sell 40% shares in those apartments, and that investor can make like 30 or 40% return on his money every year.
All right.
And then I'll use that money to get more apartments. So I got a lot of ideas, but I'm just going to use, as long as I have enough money, I'm going to be using that. But soon I'm going to have to be looking for investors if I want to get to 100 before
All right.
At the end of next summer.
All right. Then you're going to own the downtown.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe I'll expand to different places too.
Okay, cool.
But obviously you don't need a lot of capital for what you're doing, because you don't have to invest money. You don't have to buy the furniture. Since the owner is actually getting most of the revenue, he is the one that's investing. So when you came to Dubai, how did you convince owners to let you manage their apartments?
Actually, I started to manage mine. Then my neighbor and friend knows I was doing this. And my strength is also that I work with French people. Most of them doesn't speak English. Uh-huh. They want someone that it's okay to buy an apartment with an English agent. I mean, it's not going to be a long relationship. But when you're renting your apartment, you need someone that understands you and you understand as well. Because when I'm telling they don't speak English, it's like zero English. Hello, thank you. That's it. And it started like this. So my friends wanted me to manage his apartment with mine. Then I convinced myself, because I wanted to do this, to open this company, but not that soon. That wasn't my plan, but I wanted to do myself to monitor the market a little bit and see how it goes. But actually, it went faster than I wanted to, because this friend talked to me to an agent. This agent, because he was happy with the revenue, with the management and everything. Then this agent contacted me, and he gave me 4 apartments on one time. So I managed this apartment. This same owner invested in another 4 apartments.
Wow.
So then I started with this 10 apartment with mine. I mean,
and that was a French guy.
Yeah, only with them. We went up to 15 the first year, and at this moment, I was happy that it went fast, but not that much. It was not crazy not to manage, because I was working with a different cleaning company. I was also not sure about the channel manager I wanted to use to, because this is very important. This is the first thing you need to focus on, because if you have to change after 70, it's a mess.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost impossible.
Yeah. So I use Hostaway to sync everything.
Yeah.
What do you use?
Same.
Yeah,
to me, it's the best.
Great. Wow, that's great. Yeah, I feel you, because Hostaway is a system that syncs Booking.com, Airbnb, all the platforms, so you can manage everything in the same place.
Yeah.
And if you're trying to move 70 apartments from that to another, that's a lot of work and a lot of mess. All right, yeah. So the reason I chose Hostaway was when I started in Iceland, when I came up to 5 apartments, it was getting a little busy. You know, I was doing all the communication, and it's kind of hard to communicate to so many guests. So I had to find assistant. And I know a lot of big operators were having virtual assistants in like the Philippines or Pakistan or Mexico or whatever. So I found a guy in Pakistan who had, a lot of virtual assistants underneath him, and he was like the boss. And I talked to him. I was like, yeah, can you help me do all the communication? And he used Hostaway. So that's why I started with Hostaway, because he, told me to integrate all of that. And I actually still use that guy today. And he's got like 10 or 20 virtual assistants, and they take care of all the communication for me. But that's the reason I chose Hostaway. Well, how about you?
Yeah, actually, I start with Smobu.
Okay.
I hate it because I couldn't do what I wanted to do and share full transparency with the owners. Owner portal is a very, very important point to me. Mm-hmm. And of course, it was cheaper, but I know why now. And
why?
Because it doesn't have a lot of feature. You cannot track KPI easily. You don't have this owner portal, which is very important.
Yeah, I never thought it was perfect, and it's a software that's not very user friendly. It takes a long time to understand and learn everything. Yeah. But now that I know that a lot of big operators are using that now. Like, do you know Humsa Safar?
No,
that's a big operator in America, and he actually changed from Guesty with 200 apartments or 400 apartments, changed over from Guesty to Hostaway. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'm good with Hostaway. If he's changing over, then I must be good.
They're growing fast and doing a lot of. I follow some of their podcasts also, or videos that they are doing, and I'm very confident with the improvement they are given to Hostaway. And Guesty actually, I think, is very good, but it's very expensive also.
Yes, it's like $40 per apartment.
Yeah, with the onboarding fee onboarding fee was like something $1,500. I mean, that doesn't really make sense. It's not that much when you want to start to use it for the scan. But when you start with 1 apartment, 2 apartment, this kind of business doesn't make sense.
No. How much are you paying for Hostaway?
Now every month something around 5,000 dirhams. So
per apartment, I'm paying $15 per apartment per month.
I have a deal that the first 10 is 18.
Okay.
The next 10 is 15, and I think all the rest is 13.
Okay. So it comes out similar.
Yeah. I need to reconsider this with them.
Yeah,
maybe now.
Negotiate a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. So one thing I want to discuss with you. So this is a big thing. So with subleasing, like I'm doing, I don't have to talk to any owners, because owners they get the same amount of rent every time, so they don't care how well I'm doing. They just want to live their life. They don't want to hear from me.
Mm-hmm.
But for you, the owners are getting 80% of the revenue. So they're directly, the better you do, the more money they're going to make. And it's very important that you do good.
Definitely.
Now, if you have 70 apartments, you're servicing probably at least 50 owners. How do you talk to all of these owners?
Well, many of them, I never talk to them.
Really?
Yeah, many. Because, which means it's a good thing. Because they're happy
that's a good
and
thing.
they don't want to focus on anything else. They also have this owner portal. They can track everything. Money comes in and money that comes out also with the bills we pay for them. There is some owners we have that we spend more time with them because they are not used to this kind of management. But this is only during the first weeks or month. Then when they understand better how does it work and they feel confident with the first revenue we give them, then it's okay. Of course, now the market is good, so maybe it's going to change if the market is going a little bit down, which I think it's not going to be the case for soon. But it happens sometimes. We don't know why. One of the apartment doesn't make good as it should. Like, for example, this client I told you that has 4 apartments. Now he has 8. We don't know why he had this one apartment that doesn't make good. He has exactly the same layout, exactly same decoration, exactly same building, but this specific one was not crazy. So he was a bit focused on this, despite all the good revenue that we're making on the other. But sometimes it happened that we need to explain them that we probably need to redo the listing. That's what I do when I see a listing is a bit weak. I just cancel the listing and I do it again. Apart from this, I don't have to talk too much to the owners. Actually.
Why do you cancel the listing? Why don't you
Because
just improve it?
I think this is my opinion.
Yeah.
I think each listing has a rating.
Okay.
Like you can be like Instagram, you can be shadow banned. You know?
Oh, you think so? Yeah.
I'm almost sure about this.
Okay.
It needs, because they follow the keywords on the reviews. They follow how many clicks. They follow wish list, people that add this listing to the wish list. They follow small things like this. So I'm pretty sure that there is a rating per apartment. And when an apartment doesn't start good, it's not pushed to the first page or.
One trick that I like to use to check how my listing is actually doing is I go to incognito mode. So because obviously if you just go on the browser and check where your listing is at in the selection, page 1, 2, or 3, it's going to put your apartment first.
Yeah.
But if you go incognito mode, then it's not going to realize that it's you.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
you're actually going to see where your apartment is listed. Is it on page 1 or is it on page 5?
Yeah.
Do you do that?
Yeah, definitely. Last time I did it, I played a small game with my followers in the story. I don't know if you were following me yet or no, but I told them to go on Airbnb, just put Dubai, and check how many properties of the company were on the 2 first pages. Okay. And it works pretty well actually. Many of my properties were on the first pages.
Nice.
So I think we're doing good on this. And to get back to your question about the owners, honestly, I don't have to talk that much to them. Only on the settings, on setting up the listing, the property when they contact me for the commercial and everything. But after that, it's not something we need. It's not something that takes me a lot of time.
Okay. What kind of employees do you have? Are you all alone or?
No. Now I have one virtual assistant that is focused on few tasks like emails, cleaning plannings, and a little bit of chat support.
Is he from the Philippines?
No, from France.
From France, okay.
Yeah, actually, Yeah, it used to be my virtual assistant for another business, and doing so good that I'm dependent to him now. Yeah, it's like doing it like it is. I mean, you know, these people that it's not just money, it's just also making good work.
Yeah.
And he's this kind of person. He wants just to do good job, and I introduced him to other entrepreneurs, that French entrepreneurs, because he only speaks French, by the way. So that's a bit a problem for him. But now he's only doing this.
Okay.
And he's for different kind of work, so of different kind of business. But he's now doing this, which is very good.
What about the communication with the guests?
Communication with the guests is the virtual assistant is on it, and also my assistant is the one who managed this part. So because he's the one able to I mean, he's here. He has communication with my cleaning teams, with the maintenance team, with all the teams we work with, and he's the one who is focused on this, on all administrative tasks also.
So he connects like the Wi-Fi and all that stuff as well.
Yeah, Wi-Fi. Yeah. So what he does is support, chat, DTCM permit to application, and connect all the services together, like maintenance, cleaning, and guest support, and a little bit of invoicing, this kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. So my first 3 or 4 apartments, I did everything myself here in Dubai, except for the communication, of course. Like I connected the Wi-Fi, connected everything. Just it was important just to learn how everything worked. But it's a lot of work in Dubai doing all that stuff. It's so much more complex than in Iceland. But I hired once I got my 5th apartment, I hired my first employee here in Dubai, and man, he's so good. He just does everything. He's doing all the utilities, all the permits, everything.
Amazing.
And that just makes it so much easier to scale, because without him, I would not be able to get 5 or 10 apartments every month.
Now you can focus on growth.
Yeah, exactly.
But do you use, like, I guess you do, but do you use quick replies and automation on the
my virtual assistant set that up all from the beginning. Like as soon as you get guest books, she gets an automated message. There's an automated message with the check-in instructions. There's an automated message the day after guests have checked in, for checkout, for reviews. There's just for everything.
Okay.
You do that as well?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. With 70, I mean, there's no way you can do it.
Absolutely. And then do you talk to the guests at all yourself, or is it just your assistant?
I do sometimes. I'm doing it sometimes, but now maybe 90% of the time it's him. It just needs sometimes when he's not sure about a few things, because I didn't hire someone that is who has a background in hospitality. I hired someone actually that I'm much more focused on people with the, how do you say savoir-faire? Sorry, I'm trying to find my word in English now. Well-being.
Well,
I mean, that has a good behavior and good character and
motivated.
Motivated and
makes sense. But I mean, for me, it would. If I was in your shoes, it would really make sense to hire like 3 or 4 virtual assistants, because you can get them for like $5 an hour in the Philippines, and
per listing.
No, per hour. You pay them per hour, $5 an hour.
Okay.
And you could have them just on shift, so there's just 24-hour communication, and that, I mean, that would make sense if I was in your shoes.
I did actually. I did for 1 month, but they were charging me per listings. So at the end of the day of the month, it was not it didn't worth it, because I also wanted someone that knows. The good thing with him is that he knows exactly the properties.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Whereas here, you know, the problem with the gas, washing machine switch, there's so many switch for everything.
Yeah, because my guys, they mess up sometimes, for sure.
Yeah.
They say stupid stuff.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I used to work also with the AI chat, with Host AI. That is also a partner with the Hostaway.
Yeah.
Honestly, never do this.
Yeah, no, I would never do that.
No, I tried, but it gave some discount to the guest.
Oh my
crazy
God.
thing. Yeah.
What? Yeah, that's not
You
cool.
can setting it, but I found that it doesn't make sense, and you miss something on the conversation. And for example, you cannot extend the stay. He cannot extend the stay. Anyway, you still have to be here. So let's put the human behind.
All right. So for me, obviously, I'm subleasing apartments, and I'm documenting everything on Instagram. I'm just posting videos of everything, good and bad, whatever I'm doing, and it's getting a lot of traction. A lot of people viewing this, and a lot of people are interested to have me manage their apartments for like a revenue split. And I'm so protective of my time. Like anything that causes me to have to do a lot of work, I'm like very hesitant to do it, because I just want to focus on my apartments and make sure that they're maximizing their revenue. So I'm very hesitant to start managing other people's apartments.
That's a good question.
So do you think I should start doing that?
I need to know how much money you make before with subleasing to telling you if it's worth it, because subleasing is I mean, let's say managing with only 8 property. I mean, you don't have a business with only 8 property or 10 property, even 30 property managing properties. You need to be at least over 50. You can
to be making some money. You know what would be the dream for me? If I could get somebody. Obviously, I'm hearing like it would not make sense for you, because you have a massive thing going and you want to focus on that. But what I need to find is somebody that has the skills similar to like you and I, maybe a little less. It's fine, and he would be managing all the So when people ask if I can manage their apartments, I go like, sure. And I own this company with this other person, and all the apartments go to that place. He takes care of all the communication with the owners, making sure everyone's happy. And I make sure all the apartments are run properly, and I teach him to run it properly, and, you know, keep my eye on it, keep an eye on the pricing, and make sure everything's good. That's what I have to do, I think. I
think it's a good idea. It's a good thing. Probably, I think what is in your mind is not to be too much focused on owner's request, maybe. Or, I feel like you're a bit afraid of this now. Yeah,
because I just want to focus on subleasing, focus on the podcast, talking to guys like you, focus on.
It takes time.
It takes time what you're doing, for sure.
Yeah, it takes time.
Do you feel like you're working a lot, or?
I feel like I'm not that. I mean, of course, yes. I work a lot, but I don't feel I'm working a lot.
Yeah,
this is different. Because first of all, I love what I do.
Yeah.
So I don't feel it. And since I have my new assistant, which is also focusing on all these small operation things that I don't want to do, I want to focus also only on growth. So from now, I'm assisting him on the few things he needs my help in, but he's doing very, very well, and is a fast learning guy, and now I can focus more on the marketing, on getting new properties, and but for example, for now, I didn't launch my marketing until I know it's going to be 100%.
Yeah.
100% independent.
Yeah, the good thing with Airbnb is you can put so many systems in place. Yeah. And you can put just systems in place for everything and hire people for each role that you can just really get yourself out of the business if you do it correctly. Say when I get my 100 apartments here in Dubai, obviously it's a lot of work getting there, finding the apartments, setting them up. But once I have them all and I put the right systems in place and hire a person to do, you know, the roles that I'm mostly doing, I could pretty much just get myself totally out of the business and just look at it maybe like 1 hour a day or something like that. That's what I'm doing in Iceland right now. I could just on autopilot because I have the communication team in Pakistan. I have a handyman just on the ground. I have cleaners, and they're all in a WhatsApp group communicating with each other, and I just have the group on mute, so I don't hear anything. Yeah. The only thing is when they tag me and they ask, that's when they want to hear from me, but that's like once a week now. So it's just on autopilot.
Yeah. No, that's perfect when you find how to do this, but you need to be focused and be here at the beginning to understand what exactly they're gonna need your help on, and also give them the knowledge so they don't need you. So that's the most important thing. I started this business. The first year I was all alone. First year, no virtual assistant, no assistant, nothing. That was hard, but that helps me a lot now because I know exactly what I had to focus on to automate. To automate, and also enhance the process. So each thing, even cleaning, like first time with the cleaners, I spent my whole time trying to, I know it could be stressful for them, but I spend sometimes with them to see how they work. I really wanted to know how they work, if they can improve some things, if they miss some things. I wrote everything, giving it to the new cleaning company, telling them that's exactly what I want. Honestly, now I don't have to say anything to them. They're just doing an amazing job. Yeah. But also for my assistant, he knows exactly. I have reported everything. I have done registering videos of training before even he came. Like I have everything on a Loom.
Yeah, Loom. I love Loom.
Yeah, I love it. I just now anytime he has a question, there's a video for this.
Yeah,
I send him a link.
So Loom is where you can just record yourself doing stuff on the computer. So it's just a video of your face like in the corner, and you can just talk over, and the screen is recorded.
Exactly.
It's so nice.
It's amazing. So that's how he is now mastering Hostel as well.
Yeah, it's so easy to teach people using that. What do you think is the next employee that you're going to hire? And when's that going to be?
Now we are looking for probably I'm going to hire accountant.
Accountant, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, because now I'm using a company. Yeah. But I also, what I didn't mention, I also have a furnishing company.
That was on my list to ask you.
So this furnishing company now is also taking a bit of time, but I'm not doing it alone. My wife is the designer. She's working on this, but I work on the structuration of the business. She works on the operations and managing the team. So I have a team. The good thing is for the furnishing company, we have technicians. So I use technician from furnishing company to like when I have a problem in my apartment I manage, I can get them. So I don't need to hire a technician for this. But accountant is definitely needed because I'm pretty sure. I mean, it's always better to have one accountant for yourself, focusing on what you do, optimizing your accounting, than using a outsourced company.
Yeah, because for you, obviously, you have to do like statements every single month to send out to each owner.
Exactly.
So I don't have to do that, but you have to do it. Is that why you need an accountant, or? Yes,
also.
Yeah,
because this is the part I have to do myself now. That is the tricky part. You don't want to miss on this one. You don't want to have any mistakes there. So I have to focus on this one. Every month printing, sending 70 more statement. It's a mess.
Yeah.
So you have 70 statement, then you have 70 bank transfer.
Yeah. Oh, you do all of that yourself now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is 3 or 4 days of work.
This
work.
is the next thing you have to outsource.
Yeah. Which is a lot. And of course, like for example, I was in vacation last month. I had to stop my vacation for 3 months just to focus on this, because this is the only part that I don't want to give to anyone for now.
Yeah.
It's
important.
tricky.
Yeah. Do you have an office, or does everybody just work from home?
Yeah, actually we have office in Tammany Art in Business Bay.
Okay.
This is our new office. So our previous office was in Jebel Ali, but we're just gonna keep this office for the furnishing company now. And actually we have no choice to get an office.
Yeah, you need an office to get the license.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So you use this office for both the furnishing company and the...
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. So the furnishing company, I want to understand that a little bit better. How much, so say if you have a client, because obviously I use a furnishing company to set up my apartments, and they're charging 45,000 dirhams to set up a 2-bedroom apartment.
Which is not, it's a good price.
It's a good price. They were charging more, but I really had to get them down. But the reason I like them is they do it very well. It includes wallpaper, turf on the balcony, swing on the balcony, all the appliances, TVs, everything. It's 45,000 dirhams now. How much does it cost you, or how much do you charge people?
So we have two offer, 2 packages. We have premium and standard. Standard start for 2-bedroom at 52,000, including everything. So of course this includes DTC and permit, because we sell it to the Airbnb company. I mean, so it includes photo, permit, linen kit. I mean, it's a turnkey solution.
Yeah.
So, and also the first cleaning and everything, because this is also part of the. So yes, 52, and for the premium, if I'm not mistaken, it's something like 67, I think.
67.
So we have this. We decide to put this premium version of the furnishing, much more of the design actually, because we noticed that it has an impact on the revenue.
Yeah.
Like it's really noticeable on the property we managed, and we done a premium furnishing. We see that there is a real impact, above 15% of revenue in.
Yeah, so if you spend an extra 15,000 dirhams of furniture, you're gonna make that back easily within the first year.
Exactly.
That's what I see as well. Like, just don't save on furniture. Just because furniture and photos, that's the most important thing.
Definitely.
What do you think is what do you think is important when setting up the furniture? Like, I see you do a lot of like accent lights and stuff.
Oh yes, right. Yeah.
That's super cool.
I think it's important to be different from what you see on the other listings.
Yeah.
So of course the problem is that you're in Dubai and you cannot find different things. I mean, we all know where to find them. There's not hundred of furnishing company, or not furnishing, but how do you call it? Furniture company. So we design our furniture for the premium, especially for the premium version. But what I think is very important is, it's important to give this extra mile and try to be different from other listings. So that's why we put this premium version. For the standard version, honestly, this is just what everybody does. It's just a matter of price. So we also have to propose this to the guests, to the owners. So what do you think about this? I saw your furnishing with like very clean. Also, I know that you're using a very nice photographer, and I liked your listings. Do you felt like it's something what I like to know is testing. For example, should I put the room on the first photo? Should I put the living room? Should I put the building or the pool? What do you think?
Yeah, I think the first photo makes the biggest difference. This is something I think about a lot as well. And yeah, I don't know really what is the best thing, but I think just you have to put a lot of effort in getting the hero photo. Where can you catch the best possible photo? And for me, I see a lot of people just putting the view and nothing else. It's just the view, and it's an amazing view, but it's so much better if you can have furniture on the photo and the view.
Definitely.
Because then people are going to envision themselves, like they can see, okay, this is the view if I'm sitting here. They're going to feel what it's like being in the apartment. So this is the hero photo I always try to capture. It's like trying to get either when maybe it's just the balcony, have turf on the balcony, the swing, and then you can see the Burj Khalifa in the background, something like that. Or maybe if it's a really good view inside the apartment, maybe you can see the bedroom, like you have a really well put together bed, and then you can see the Burj Khalifa view outside of the window, something like that.
Okay, so you've done some testing, or?
I mean, I've not done like A/B split testing or anything like that, but I've tried a lot of different things and like.
Yeah, I don't think that there's a magic formula.
Yeah,
but it's always good to test. I mean, if you feel that there is one listing not doing well, you need. I mean, don't leave it like this. Just try something different.
Exactly. I agree with that.
Before cancel it.
Yeah, exactly. True. So in Iceland, I have my apartments listed on Airbnb, Booking.com, and VRBO. Here in Dubai, I've just been on Airbnb for a while. I'm starting to put my apartments on Booking.com now.
Good question.
What do you see is the biggest platforms in Dubai?
Yeah, I definitely think you need to go on Booking.com as well. Of course, Airbnb is maybe 80% of the reservation we have, but I don't know for which reason, especially in downtown, I have some apartment that only goes with Booking.com.
Really?
Yeah, but I put my price on Booking.com higher than Airbnb. The reason is Airbnb knows when you are connecting it to another platform. They knows the price you're practicing in another platform. So this is the first thing. Second thing, I don't really like people to book on Booking.com. So I want them to pay more because I know I'm gonna struggle more.
I agree. They're kind of more demanding. They kind of treat it like a hotel. They want better service.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Sometimes they think it's a hotel.
Yeah. They don't answer your messages.
Exactly.
I feel it too.
Some of them doesn't have the option to share a picture on the chat of Booking.com, which is a mess to get the passport copy, to register them and everything. So yeah, sometimes they don't even see. You need to contact them with that. Oh, that's a good point. Also, the only thing I think Hostaway needs to improve is this WhatsApp communication. For now, it's not possible to communicate with the guests through Hostaway directly to their own WhatsApp. Okay. I mean, I don't know if your virtual assistant might know this, but it's only possible to send them a template message. Which could be easier is that we can write a message for this Booking.com guest because they never find this chat on the app. It's the experience, the user experience on the Booking.com application is not very oriented to talk to the hotels or owner or host. So that's the reason they just book and they try to find if there is an email communication on their Gmail or Boxmail. So, well, I put my price higher on Booking.com just to avoid more problem, but still it's working. And that's at this exact moment when I feel that people are still booking even though it's higher, I raise up my price on Airbnb as well. So it's a testing of the market, which is good.
Yeah, I have to set mine up on Booking as fast as possible. But Booking is just a lot more complex. They want you to confirm your location, so you have to like take a video. And
the good thing is when you connect it to the Hostaway, you don't have to do this. You don't have to do this. Before you had to do, but are you maybe not yet? You're using a new listing in Airbnb, a new account. Are you Superhost or not yet?
Yeah, I made a new account for my Dubai.
Okay.
So you think that's the reason why they want me to confirm the location?
When you Superhost, you don't have to.
Okay. Yeah.
Now I'm not Superhost anymore.
Okay.
But I still not have to do it. But when I started to open listing on Booking.com, they used to ask me my Airbnb listing, as long as they check. When they check that I was Superhost, then they validate the listing. But now I'm not anymore, and they just stop asking me this. I just can set it up on 30 seconds using the Airbnb link to import the listing. And the only fact that it's connected to Hostaway, I can open it right away.
Yeah, yeah. I think they just. It just depends. They just see like maybe because all my listings in Iceland, like I can easily upload them on Booking.com, but maybe because this was a new location, maybe they want to make sure that everything's okay.
Oh, also, do you charge the city tax directly to Airbnb, or you have to ask them on direct?
I charge it directly on Airbnb.
Okay.
How do you do it?
Same, directly on Airbnb, but for Booking.com. It's different. You cannot do it. You cannot set it up on Booking.com. You have to call them to ask them to charge the guest directly, which is not.
But can you just charge them an amount and then just pay the tax without charging them?
You can do.
Yeah,
this.
I can do that because I just get all the revenue and keep it myself. But you have to split it with the owner, of course.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It has to be a different line to me.
Yeah, of course, makes sense. Well, yeah, man, we've been talking for like almost 2 hours, I think. So
yeah, very interesting.
Yeah. Any final questions or anything you want to discuss?
Maybe a lot. Maybe a lot. Yeah.
We could talk for another 2 hours. Probably.
Exactly. Definitely. No, that was very interesting talking to you. I've always said that subleasing is a very tough thing, but what I can see is easier when you have the skill. For example, I never felt comfortable doing this, maybe because I don't know how to do this. And I see that you're doing it well, and I hope you will grow faster.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, I think it's just because that's the only version I know. I've never done what you're doing. So you're comfortable with your thing. I'm comfortable with my thing, and your way is probably better because there's no risk. You know what I mean? It's more work. A little bit less profit per apartment, but you can scale so much faster. You don't have to invest your own money. There's pros and cons to both ways.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Well,
man.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, thank you for coming.